guys, it's Greg from East Coast Dyes. I'm going to show you how to properly prepare your mesh before you go to string it. So what I have here is just regular, traditional hard mesh. The hard mesh that I buy is from Gimalax. You can get some at www.gimalax.com. It's my favorite, really great prices. And stretching out your mesh is one of the most important steps to string your mesh pocket. If you don't properly stretch it out, when you string your pocket, it'll be shallow and lumpy, and it won't work out as well as if you stretch it. So you want to do is start with the side that you're going to string at the top, and just pull it and stretch it as wide as it'll possibly go. And you'll notice at first, since it is hard mesh, it'll be pretty hard to stretch out, and you're really going to have to tug on it. And so just start from the top to the bottom, then go back, switch sides with the way you're pulling, and just grip it from the outside just like this as tight as you can, and just stretch it all the way out. And you can get a little rough with it. You can pull on it pretty hard. It's built to withstand a lot of pressure, and you can stretch it out as far as you can possibly stretch it. And you can spend even a couple minutes doing this, stretching out. You don't have to stretch out the very bottom because that's not the part you're going to be stringing. But the top you want to stretch out as far as it'll possibly go, at least a couple times each way down, just going back and forth from side to side, and make sure you're pulling it evenly. So go down with your hands, do the same spot at once, and pull it down. So when you're done, you'll notice it'll start to curl a little bit, but it'll look like that, and you can see how stretched out all the diamonds are and how wide it is compared to where you started. And this is just going to help the pocket form deep right away. If you don't stretch, it'll be very shallow. And one thing you want to make sure you do is see how these holes on the side are kind of flat. You want to make sure you take those and pull them out like that and loosen them. So that's really going to help them lay correctly on the string when you go to string the sidewall. One thing a lot of people like to do when they stretch the mesh and before they go to string their head is soak it in hot water. It's something I do sometimes when I string a head if I have a piece of mesh that's particularly hard. And so when you do that, all you want to do is just take hot water and just run the piece of mesh under the sink and get it all, the whole thing soaked in the hot water. And then take a towel and just pat it off so it's just damp. And make sure while it's still damp, you string it up while it's still wet, get it all finished. And some people even like to take a ball and a butter knife and put a ball in after it's strung. Another thing that people like to do is either before they string it or after they string it, they like to take either conditioner or lotion and just rub it on the inside where the pocket's going to be or all over, and then stretch it, and that's going to make it considerably softer. But personally, I like to just string it when it's just regular hard, stretch it out just like this. And if you want to make it a little bit softer for string, you can kind of crumple it up a little bit, stretch it back out, you know, grind it up a little bit, and that's going to break down the coating even more. So you can see this piece is much more flexible than I started and fully stretched out and ready to string. And so that's all you have to do to prepare your mesh to be strung. Just real quickly, I make a mesh called East Coast Mesh. It's become very popular. Anyone that's seen my channel already knows about it, and there's over 1,000 people all over the world that use it. And so it's a wax coated mesh that's waterproof, and you can see how easily it stretches and stays stretched. So as soon as you stretch it out and string the pocket, it's already going to be soft, like broken in hard mesh. So now you have all the tools and the techniques to stretch out your mesh and get ready to string it. Make sure you subscribe to the Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned for more daily lacrosse clips, highlights, and string tutorials. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel, East Coast Dyes. Thanks.